Yeah. I'm sure there's someone here. I'm sure someone's here for the action figure. I'm sure someone's here for the Obi-Wan call-in show. You know, what Echo-based network is doing right now, a live call-in Obi-Wan talk show. Nah, nothing against those guys. They reached out to me and asked me, say, how do you do the call-in show? And I helped them out. I was like, why you got to do it so close to mine? So, anyway, it's a little news for you. The podcast I'm not going to promote. I had canceled the podcast. And we got a little hit on myself on that one. Honestly, I was going to edit the call-in show from last week into the podcast, and I was going to do it Sunday, and I didn't feel like it. Monday, I didn't feel like it, and it just feels like a chore doing it because it's only going to get like 40 people listening to it. So we're just going to stick to YouTube. That's what I'm best at. So I'm sticking to YouTube. We got Inez Smith. We got Peter. We got Darth in here. We got Dave. I don't know. Oh, man. We got Junkman. Good to see you. Kevin, it is good to see you. We got all roundhouses. You know, we're going to talk Obi-Wan. We're going to talk Obi-Wan. I know. You can go over to the Echo-based network and call in. And it's a bait and switch. Is that a lung? Sorry about that. So you can go over to Echo Base. They were live. You can go in there. Oh, it's bait and switch. Oh, it ruins canon. But you can say that here too. Well, hopefully we'll have some good callers calling in and saying, hey, I love Obi-Wan because I love Obi-Wan. Now, I'm going to be honest, this last episode number 4, really didn't care for. I didn't hate it. It's better than most things on TV. I'd much rather watch episode 4, Obi-Wan Kenobi, over and over again than anything on the CW. So, Alex from Greenville is in the house. In just a few minutes, I will post the number so you guys can talk Obi-Wan. But you guys want to hear my thoughts first before you call in with yours. Keep it up. Your producing a lot of great constant content. Well, thank you so much. I don't know why the live streams are so hard to get views, but we're trying. I moved it back to the main channel where you still put the clips on the live channel. Don't forget the live channel clips go over there. Some of you guys don't want to watch. Like me and my buddy Russ do like a 4-hour live stream, which is coming up this Saturday. I understand you don't want to sit in front of your computer for 4 hours, so I chop up the news, the toy news, the movie news, just us talking, Hogan having hot dog stuff. Put it over there on the live channels. Don't forget about that. I suspect that Echo Base stole the call-in idea from you. Well, like you said, he called in last week. I was like, I like what you're doing with the call-in show. And then he reached out to me today and asked me how to do it. So I teased him and said, man, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. I kind of wish they didn't do it on the same day I did it, an hour before I did it, because they go over there with 150 people. And we're probably like, oh, I could use some of those people over here. I got John Campy and his buddy talking Obi-Wan also, so maybe I'll pick a bad time to talk Obi-Wan. But hey, I got 28 cool people here. They don't care about those other guys. But yeah, Echo Base, I was messing with them last night. They're pretty good. In fact, there's a guy they do a stream with sometimes called himself X-Wing. It's supposed to be going on his live stream later tonight. Now, if I go to his live stream, he's got 300 people in there. I'm going to say, what am I doing wrong? I don't know. But I'm going to hear from you guys. But let's talk Obi-Wan. And I'm going to be honest. This is the first one I really loved. Really loved the first one. Second was like, okay, this is fun. 3, love 3. 3, I still like 1 first, but 3, I was like, this is awesome, man. This is awesome. And then last night I was like, okay, you dropped that. It was the worst of them all. I do love them all. Don't get me wrong. But I will just let you know, somebody told me on Streamlab what I use. I can't see if members say something. I don't know what that means. Or send something by members, they were telling me. So if you sent something, pay for me to read it, and I didn't read it, I'm sorry. But Super Chats do have the channel, and I do see Super Chats, and they go back into the channel. But call for an order on 66 on Echo Bay. Nah, they're good guys, man. They're my buddies. I like to give them hell, too, because, man, that one guy, Nick, he's always, bait and switch. I went on Twitter, and I typed in Obi-Wan, and then quotations, bait and switch, and it's like, same tweet, all the way down. I was like, come on, people. I still don't know how to get bait and switch out of that. I really don't. I mean, there's Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it shows Obi-Wan Kenobi 98% of the time. But anyway, Dave, you haven't seen it. Where these are going to be spoilers, but this was a very short episode, maybe about 30, 35 minutes. It's the 4th episode, and it's like a tribute to A New Hope. I mean, it's almost like they got to rescue the princess out of an Empire base. And I don't know. I know there's a whole thing going around for years that stormtroopers can't shoot, and I kind of gave it a pass in the movie. This one just takes it to a whole new level. I was like, I can't suspend my disbelief anymore. Because they're on a hallway, the stormtrooper right in front of them, but from me to the back wall back here, and he can't hit them. But I say it was nothing really like bad in this episode. It just wasn't nothing to it. It felt like they left you hanging. The writer said, "Man, we got to get Leia back with Obi-Wan." Okay, let's just do this real quick, then we'll get on with the story. That's what it felt like. There's a couple of scenes with Reva and little Princess Leia. She does know his name, Obi-Wan. I said for a long time she doesn't know his name's Obi-Wan. She thinks his name's Ben. I wish they left it like that, but apparently I was wrong on that, or they changed that. Why? I don't really know. Now I'm going to have to hear those people. It ain't canon now. But I still canon. But she sent a message to Obi-Wan, and she didn't say, "Hey, Obi-Wan, remember when you kidnapped..." Well, I don't got to say that. Don't got to say that. Be nice if you said it, but don't got to say it. I worked with a guy named Kevin. I worked with him for a year and a half. We were almost best friends in like this. Well, we weren't best friends. We were friends in like the 3rd, 4th grade, and I knew his name. Kevin. I worked with him for a whole year. Never brought up that I went to school with him, but then again, he didn't rescue me. And I didn't even realize, honestly, I didn't even realize it was him. I was like, wait, I know that guy, but I already left by then. Anyway, Hawkeye was a bait and switch. Obi-Wan is not. He's the main character. Okay, I didn't see Hawkeye, but wasn't he? Oh, the girl was the main character. I mean, I think these people wanted to show Obi-Wan every scene, every episode. It can be called Obi-Wan. You can have other people. You can have 2 storylines going. Now, if it was Obi-Wan in episode 1 and Leia was off by herself doing Avengers, and at the end of the episode, Obi-Wan come in there and say, "Oh, Leia," something like that. Now, yeah, I might give you that. Kevin is now a Sith Lord. He probably is. Now, the one thing I didn't understand, maybe one of the callers can help me, is the tracker. That's the problem I have in the issue on. If you didn't see the show, Reva put a tracker on that little droid thing, gave it to Princess Leia, and then she escaped. And so now when you watch A New Hope, remember when Vader tracks the Falcon, where did he come up with that plan to let him go and track it? That's called the Reva plan, the Soul Sister plan, the 7th sister, whatever. But I don't understand, because she seemed very confident that nobody was going to rescue Princess Leia. But she put that tracker on the droid before they knew anybody was trying to get Princess Leia. So, I mean, maybe she does it like just in case, but I don't know. It seems like last minute tacked on there. Obi-Wan milking that bantha for 35 minutes. I think they would like that. Just see him, and then look over at Luke, and then go back to grab him some bantha tits, and look over at Luke, bantha tits. And I think that's what they want. I wish he would drink some bantha milk tit, just to piss off the Last Jedi haters. And they'd be like, "Oh, God, yeah," so you just okay, you know what I'm saying there, but precautions. But we only got 2 more episodes, and I'm loving it. I'm going to have to go back to nothing to watch, I guess. I've caught it with Stranger Things. Orville's back. I do like Orville. Maybe I'll start talking about it, Orville. I saw 1 episode. Looks like they cut all the humor out. If you're a fan of Orville, or not a fan because you didn't like the humor, don't worry. They just cut the humor out. They're just serious now. But still good. I wasn't too excited about the first episode, to be honest with you. I know we're supposed to talk Obi-Wan, but that first episode, I don't get into that whole droid. That lady that's in love with a droid thing. But bantha tits, yeah. I need a shirt with bantha tits. Draw tits right here and make them blue and purple and veiny and say bantha tits. You can watch Clone Wars. I need to force myself to watch. I know it's god awful looking, and it hurts my eyes and it hurts my stomach when I watch it. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I need to force myself to watch it. By the way, I might have been the only person here that got your Guiding Light reference last week. My mom watched. I don't remember the reference, but I always throw in a Guiding Light reference. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, Guiding Light soap opera, that was a big part of my childhood because my mom would watch it every day, and I would sit there and watch it. I was like, "This is soap opera, this is horrible." And then about an hour later, but that damn Roger Thorpe, go get him, Josh Lewis. But, I think I do remember the quote now that you said it, because somebody said something about Reva, and I made a joke about it. Yeah, you mentioned the 2 more episodes. Where do you think it will go? That is a good question right there, where I think it's going to go. Well, they bring in a new writer for these last two. A different writers come in, and it's the guy that wrote Finding Nemo. But I think he wrote John Carpenter of Mars, and he wrote a bunch of good stuff. So I'm hoping I think we're going to get a badass Vader scene. I think there's some tight budgets on this. There's some bad looking, I don't usually notice bad special effects, but on this episode 4, there's some. There's one that shows 2 snow speeders, and it looks like they were just added in later, just like something I would do, or like something to do on an app. But I don't know. I guess they're gonna head to that base they're at, but I think we're gonna get I hope Vader. I said for a long time that Reva's gonna turn good, but I don't know how they're gonna turn her good now. Only 2 more episodes, and she was torturing a 10-year-old. But I think maybe if she doesn't turn good, maybe she more just turns against Vader, where she's like, Vader's an asshole, and turns against him, maybe. Maybe her getting choked by Vader this week made her say, oh my God, I don't like this guy. Or if I fail, this guy's going to kill me, so let me go join these guys. I don't know. But there was just a bunch of weird, I don't understand in this episode. But I don't know where it's going. I think Vader's going to show up, kick some ass. I hope he kills her. I hope she's like, I couldn't find Obi-Wan. He snaps her neck or something, but I'd be very surprised. I think she dies, but Steve says she thinks she dies. I think she'll die, but I'm worried she's going to die doing a good deed. She's going to give herself so Obi-Wan can get away or something. Is she Oshid's wife? I don't know who Oshid is. Might be Oshid's wife. I'm not really sure. Who were all the Jedi stuck in resin? Yeah, there was like a graveyard of Jedi. I think one of them, I'm sure somebody knows the cartoons, pulled out some of them. They're just Jedis they captured and killed. And I guess they're dead in that thing, some kind of gel or something. It wasn't like carbonate. But that seems like it was leading to something. They're like, there's something going on here. And it's nothing they're going to do in 2 episodes. So that's setting up something. That's setting up Andor. They're trying to clone them, and it leads into the Emperor being cloned in the sequels. Something. They're doing something with that storyline for sure. Do you think the snow speeders could beat up AT-ATs by hovering and blasting the neck? I actually love this scene. Just asking. I guess if you could hover. See, they didn't hover in the first movie. I guess if hover, you just sit there in one little spot. You probably could weaken the shields, maybe. You probably could. But let me throw this up over here. Let's get the phone. If someone in the chat can throw this up for me. Indiana Smith, you're a monitor. If you can throw this up in the chat for me, because I forgot to. It's 470-541-2423. And I'm going to have to get my... don't call. I got to get my stuff ready. Be right back. Have you ever wanted to dress like the Junkman? Well, you can at junkmanmerch.com. We got shirts, all kinds of shirts, all kinds of colors of shirts. We got mugs, we got shirts, pop culture shirts, Star Wars shirts, He-Man shirts, you name it, we got on a shirt. All different colors, long sleeves, short sleeves, V-neck, girl shirts, boy shirts, all kinds of shirts. Did I tell you we had masks? That's right, we got masks, we got mugs, we got stickers, we got magnets. We've got a lot more, but mostly we got shirts. Junkmanmerch.com. Look at all these shirts. And we got all kinds of shirts, not just shirts about toys. We got shirts about retail stores that haven't existed in over 20 years. And did I tell you we have mugs? That's right, we got mugs, we got masks, we got long sleeves, short sleeves, all different colors. We got Junkman related shirts, we got toy related shirts. We even got shirts based on restaurants that you went to as a kid that they didn't make shirts of, but you always wanted one. Now you can get one at junkmanmerch.com. We got all kinds of shirts from Showbiz, Media Play, Play World, Indiana Jones, Star Wars. If you grew up on it and you loved it, you can get it at junkmanmerch.com. Oh, I'm never fast enough. See, I don't know what Echo Basin, they didn't have to do all this. They found a better way to do it. Bring up the phone here. Phone. Where's the phone? Black Hole. There we go. My phone is called Black Hole. Okay. Andy Kaufman shirt. Get you an Andy Kaufman shirt. That's one I've been meaning to get myself, and I haven't got that one yet. Okay, we got all phone calls. Just not if you don't want to call. I'll just entertain you for about an hour. We're going to talk Obi-Wan Kenobi right here. Thank you, Indiana Smith. 470-541-2423. And always the first caller we screw up. They can't hear me. I can't hear them. You guys can't hear them. Something's going to go wrong first caller, but we'll see. Still have my Fall Guy t-shirt. That's another one. All t-shirts are on sale for $14. Better head on over there. $14. Can't get this Dwight Yoakam shirt. Sorry. This is my personal shirt. Can't get it. But, okay. So I need somebody to bounce off. Me and Russ will talk Obi-Wan this week for sure. But like I said, I didn't hate the episode. I just thought it was a little okay. Thought it was okay. I was hoping for something a little better. It was nice seeing Vader show up. Now, I hear some people always talking, there's going to be a flashback. We're going to finally get a flashback next episode. Why? I don't think there's no flashback coming. I don't know where this flashback rumor got started. Probably Doomcock. He probably said it. You know Doomcock. But I don't know where you're getting it. What would you get a flashback to? I don't even understand what you would get a flashback to. What? I don't understand that. Maybe somebody knows. Maybe there's a flashback. But what do they do? De-age them? I don't know what a flashback. I mean, what are they going to flashback to? The prequels? We already seen that. I don't know. Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt. We got Matt here. 470-541-2423 for anyone out there that doesn't want to be shy. Gonna take a phone call, but let's see here. Just make sure they got no calls yet. We need more. Honestly, I don't know why Disney does this. And I like the show. Don't get me wrong. If they took out the Inquisitor and just put Vader in there hunting down Obi-Wan, like maybe had them on the first episode and they got a lead on Obi-Wan, the rest of the show was him trying to get to Obi-Wan, fans would be more excited. Now you still have your upset fans. It breaks canon. They said in A New Hope it was the last time they've ever seen each other. I was like, oh, okay. But so you're going to get that. Either way, you're going to get that. But I think more Vader would have made just a little bit more fans happy. Now, of course, somebody's going to say, that's a bait and switch. They said they said Vader was in it. He was hardly in it. Well, nobody said he was going to be in a whole episode or nothing. Where's Yoda? He's hanging out in the swamps of Dagobah. Oh, somebody's mad because Bail Organa didn't call Ahsoka Tano before she called Obi-Wan. How do you know who he called first? How do you know? Maybe she said, hey, I'm busy. I got my grandparents down this weekend. I can't come help. Sorry. Who knows? Or maybe he just trusted Obi-Wan more. Would you get a female to do the job if you could get a man to do it? No. Cancel the Junkman. Vader tracking Obi-Wan there. Whole season would have been that's what I said. They could just save themselves, even if they're like, oh, that's a story you don't want to. They could just save themselves a lot of headache. I mean, you're still gonna get those people that hate it just to hate it. I mean, they come anyway. You know what I'm talking about. Did I just have a call? I got a call right now. I'm sorry. Man, let me see. Hold on.
Yes,
This is Junkman. Who's calling? Well, they hung up. Well, call back, because I don't know why I couldn't hear the ringer. I got my earmuffs in. So call back. Let me see. It's kind of dark. We got a nighttime feel here. So again, 470-541-2423. If you just called, here's somebody here. Let's see if this call will work. Let's see. Hopefully this one will work. This is Junkman. Who's calling?
This is Chip.
Chip.
Chip and Renee, my wife.
Let me see if
I can hear you.
Okay, let me see if the chat room can hear. In the chat room, can you hear me and Chip? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear us both. 2. There's always 2. A master and an apprentice. Let the chat catch up. Hopefully we got it going good. Let's see. It's working. Yeah! Oh,
Yay!
Chip. Man, I don't know what you did, Chip, but you got it working. What's on your mind
I don't know.
tonight?
I think I just held my mouth right.
I think so, because usually the first call is a clusterfuck. So what's on your mind tonight?
Well, how you doing this evening, Junkman?
I am doing good. How are you doing?
We're doing fantastic. Yeah, we want to talk to you about Obi-Wan.
Yes, that's what we're here for.
I really enjoyed this 4th episode.
Oh, that's good.
I liked it. I really liked it. I liked how he was dealing with his force powers, how he's trying to get everything back. And, I will say he's struggling with all the past of everything. It just really fleshes out the character Obi-Wan and everything he's struggling through.
It's like how Obi-Wan got his groove back.
I like that. Like I said, there's the parts of it I liked. Just overall, just out of all of them, it wasn't my favorite one. But I just hope he gradually gets his mojo back, and they just don't say at the very end. He just gets it back in the last scene or something.
Yeah, I hate it when they just throw it in the last 15 minutes. Hope it's kind of it's only 2 episodes left. I'm pretty sure they're going to do something. But I've read somewhere that they're actually approved a 2nd season.
Yeah, I heard that I don't know if it's been officially announced, but I think they approved it because of the numbers were so good. But I think if they approved it that fast, they already had it in their mind. They were just going to say, I think they was waiting for their numbers to see if the numbers crashed. They could be like, well, we didn't say we were going to do two. It just seems odd, but
yeah.
Hopefully he'll get his mojo back.
I'm just glad to be watching a Star Wars series sitting from my house. I've enjoyed everything Disney Plus has done, and I'm looking forward to everything else they're doing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. People always act like Lucas never did anything bad when it comes to Star Wars. I grew up having to watch Ewok movies, so hey, I'll take this Obi-Wan.
I do too. We're from the same era. I like the droids, and we had the Ewok TV series.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's about all we had, but be thankful for what we had.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even bash on the Ewok movies because it was something Star Wars. When I thought Star Wars was over, I was like, well, it's something.
And what we didn't have, we made up in our backyards or in our spare bedrooms, wherever we played it when we was kids. We had made thousands of stories when we were kids.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I think I like the memories of playing Star Wars more than I actually like Star Wars itself sometimes.
Oh yeah, I always go back and watching all those old Kenner commercials, and I love it, and I'm very nostalgic, and I'll go back and I think about where I grew up at, and sometimes I'll take a ride a couple hours from where I grew up at and just think about the times I played Star Wars. And I'm a G.I. Joe fan too, so there's a lot of G.I. Joe stuff that I played too. So
yeah. I was riding by my old neighborhood a couple days ago. I was like, hey, that's that hill I used to ride my bike down at, like the Death Star. Hey, that's where I used to bury my Star Wars stuff. So I know what you're saying.
Well, it was a pleasure talking with you, Junkman. I hope you have a wonderful show tonight, and thank you.
You too. Call back next week.
Bye.
Thanks. Well, I don't believe we got through a first call and it worked. Oh, yeah, we are breaking down the internet. 470-541-2423. I get a $2,000 super chat. I will do this video in my underwear. $1,000 super chat. I'll take my shirt off. And for $5,000... I'll talk out my ass. How about that? Okay. Here we go. We got another caller. Someone else wants to talk about Obi-Wan. Who is this? And where are you calling from?
Blake.
Blake is back! I need another one. Blake! How's it going?
Good.
Man, he didn't call in last week. We were like, we didn't get Blake. Everybody's like, where is Blake? And I was like, I don't know. He's out being Blake.
The reason why I didn't call in last week was because I came home late and I didn't watch Obi-Wan, and as soon as I finished the episode, the stream ended. I was just about to call in.
Well, you didn't want to watch and see spoilers, so that's okay.
Well, I watched the episode, and then as soon as I got finished with the episode, the stream ended.
Oh, well, I understand that, so nothing wrong. You can't be here every week. You got life too. You got to do other things. So what's on your mind tonight, Blake?
Yeah. My predictions for the next few episodes.
Yeah.
So you know how she's like the sixth sister, seventh sister,
yes.
One of those two?
Yes.
She put the tracker inside of Lola. And at the end, Lola doesn't usually have those, like that red eye.
That's true.
It seemed off to me, and I put two and two together thinking about Empire. The Empire's like always red, and then anytime you see red, basically it means bad in Star Wars.
That's true. So you think the robot's going to turn bad?
Yeah, because I feel like it's basically like whenever C-3PO, like, they had to wipe him.
Yes.
This way he could read the stuff.
Yeah, the Sith stuff.
The Sith word thingies.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be something like that, but it's going to be until they're going to go to Alderaan. And then as soon as they land, after a few minutes, and Obi-Wan's about to leave, I feel like the Inquisitors and Vader are going to come. And then Obi-Wan's going to have to help fight them off.
Yes.
And then it's going to be like an all-out war.
No, that'd be awesome.
There.
Do you think Obi-Wan's going to die?
I mean, no.
Okay. I just wanted to catch you. I wanted you to say, yeah, okay. I was just testing you.
No, 'cause he's in A New Hope.
That's right. I just want to test you. Okay. Do you think Darth Vader's going to die?
No. 'Cause he makes it to A New Hope.
I can't get you.
I mean, they might. For all we know, he could get like an arm cut off, and they have to like rebuild another arm.
I would like to see Obi-Wan get a leg cut off.
I mean, in this episode, it kind of looked like it was just like in one of the scenes, it looked like Obi-Wan had like no arm. It was weird. It looked like a mechanical hole. But then after that one scene, he had an arm.
I think that's because it was showing Vader. I think they were swapping real fast in between, if I remember right.
Oh, so that might be what that was.
Yeah, because I remember thinking that, I was like, wait, why does his arm look like that? And it was Vader's arm. Do you think little Princess Leia will die?
No, because Princess Leia's in, like, she makes it all the way till the end.
Oh, okay, one more. Do you think that Seven's sister will die?
It's like, she's the one who's basically in control.
Yeah, she thinks she's a badass.
I feel like she's gonna sacrifice herself.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I got.
For like Obi-Wan or something.
Yeah.
I also feel like the Grand Inquisitor is gonna come back, but as soon as she's about to sacrifice herself, the Grand Inquisitor is gonna come back and be angry at her. And, you know, he's gonna have like he's gonna have his legs back and stuff, and he's gonna be repaired, like from the repair people.
Yeah, I can see
that we've seen a lot.
Yeah, I got a feeling.
I feel like he's gonna come back and then just like kill her, and then that's how she's gonna die. And then there's gonna be like another Inquisitor die.
Yeah. Well, you still have the other two too. The one that has the the toilet bowl on his head. I don't know his name.
He might stay alive.
I think he's on the cartoon.
It's that other sister that. There's the two sisters.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's another one. She don't do much.
We haven't seen much action of the other sister, so she's probably gonna maybe play a big part in the next episode.
Good point. You think Vader and Obi-Wan's gonna fight again?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they have to.
But I wanted to call in last week and say that Darth Vader finally got the high ground.
Oh! He did. That is true. He finally learned his lesson. Did you like last week, since I didn't talk to you about last week?
Yes, I loved last week. That was my favorite episode.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Because my favorite character in Star Wars is Darth Vader, and then another one of my favorite characters is Obi-Wan, and they have a giant duel, and it's like Revenge of the Sith, but just not as many backflips.
Yeah, I get a little carried away with the
lightsaber battles.
They get a little carried away with all the jumping around.
It was kind of like an old, like two old people having a fight over whose cane it is.
That would be a good episode.
That's what it was kind of like.
I like that. Maybe that'd be next season.
Maybe.
Okay, Blake. Well, I'm gonna let you jump off now, but hopefully we'll hear from you next week.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. That is our friend Blake. When people say, hey, nobody likes the new Star Wars stuff, that's who the new Star Wars stuff is for. I can like it, but that's going to be the guy, Blake. People like Blake. That's going to determine if we're talking Star Wars 20 years from now, not us. You know, I think it was the Echo-based network guys. I'll get back to that. Let me answer this phone call. This is Junkman. Who's calling in?
Matthew.
This is Junkman. Who's calling in to the junk room?
Hey, Junkman. It's Matthew from Boston.
Matthew from Boston, Tennessee. How's it going?
Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, shit. I always get them mixed up. Oh,
well. Okay.
So what's on your mind tonight?
So I'm just tuning in. Are you asking people questions about Obi-Wan? Or just
you call in and say whatever you want to about Obi-Wan. It's your turn to have your voice heard.
Okay. I haven't loved everything Disney has done, like every middle-aged man baby, apparently. But
Hey, I didn't love everything Lucas did with Star Wars. So
that's true. I look back at the time complaining about the prequels, and now I'm like, what was I complaining about?
Yep.
But I'm loving Obi-Wan.
Oh, that's good to
I'm really
hear.
loving all the episodes. Yeah, I'm surprised how much I liked it.
Because some people just have it in their mindset, I'm going to hate it because it's Disney. So they go to it and they nitpick it, which I do with Star Trek, and it's hard to get out of that mind frame.
It is hard. I'm brutal. I pick at all of it, Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever I'm into, and tear it apart. But I also try to enjoy it too.
Yeah, but it's been hard with Star Trek, at least for me.
It's honestly, the new Star Trek is pretty terrible. Sadly,
Yeah.
it's pretty.
Well, the new show's okay so far. The new show's okay. The Strange New Worlds. I'm liking it. I don't love it.
We're definitely in our house. We're gonna wait till they've all been released and then get Paramount for 1 month, watch it all, and then dump it.
That's smart. I'm using my friend's account, so that's smart.
Yeah, well, that's also
So
that's an economical way to do it as well.
So what did you think about tonight's episode?
All right, so I'm one episode behind, but I know the spoilers from it.
Oh, you're an episode behind.
I was gonna call in last time, but I hadn't watched episode 3 when you guys were talking about it last time, so I didn't want to listen in because I didn't want to be spoiled. But this week's got spoiled for me. One of the things I wanted to bring up was people have been one of the big complaints is that Obi-Wan is very weak, and that everyone's saying Disney just keeps making all the legacy characters weak. But I don't know. Isn't the whole point of it that Obi-Wan, his whole order got killed off, and his the person he was training turned into Darth Vader? Why wouldn't he feel like a failure?
Yeah,
and a loser?
That's when people nitpick too much, because everyone knew we were going to get a broken Obi-Wan. You had to. He lost his family, he lost his friends, he lost his way of life, everything, and he feels like it's his fault. If it wasn't broken, you would be like, this is not realistic. Or you were like, nobody would come back from that just overnight.
No, and I was, how they talk about Joseph Campbell's hero's journey that George Lucas used to create Star Wars. I was looking at that, and they were talking about the reluctant hero who, doesn't want to, he doesn't want to do the adventure. He doesn't want to do the thing for Bail Organa.
Right.
But he reluctantly goes on, and he's weak, but I see he's getting stronger and stronger. And in tonight's episode, from the spoilers, I know that he is like getting, stronger with the Force and more skilled, and more confident as it's going. So, you can see that it's building.
Right. He does a lot more with the Force this episode, and you can see it coming. And there's something right at the end, too, with him and Leia holding hands. I think is kind of opening him up a little bit more, Yeah, I saw that. I agree. Yeah, Ewan McGregor is knocking it out of the park. I thought Darth Vader was absolutely terrifying last week in the best way possible. Little Leia doesn't annoy me like most child actors. I think she's great, so I'm happy with it. But I don't want to tell other people who don't like it that they better be happy with it. People like different things. No, I just asked them to come at me with a good reason.
Yeah, no, well, honestly, a good reason besides for it's Kathleen Kennedy's fault.
Yeah.
You need something better than that.
I need some, or it breaks canon, and they can't tell me how it breaks canon.
Especially since it's not done with yet.
That's another thing. Yeah, it's hard to judge when you haven't seen the story yet.
Yeah. Although on a very side note, when Kathleen Kennedy blamed Alvin Ehrenreich for the failure of the Han Solo movie, that super pissed me off.
Yeah, I don't know if she blamed him. I think she blamed them making. She didn't blame the actor, did she? I thought she blamed them for the decision of doing a Han Solo movie.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, but I still felt like it was throwing the actor under the bus, that it was somehow ultimately his fault and not like all the 8,000 other reasons the movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons
Yeah.
that movie tanked, and I think everybody wants one reason to look at, and that's. I mean, there's some people that didn't want a Han Solo, but I don't think that hurt it too much.
Yeah.
But
I don't mean to derail the conversation.
That's fine.
I know you probably already said it, but like short, what do you think of the Obi-Wan show?
I'm loving it. Like this episode here, I was a little like, it was only 35 minutes, and it was kind of silly, kind of over the top with the ending and everything. But I mean, I don't know any show where I watch every episode and I love every episode of almost anything. So I'm like, and still out of scale 1 to 10, I thought it was like a 6. So I didn't hate it. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed my time watching it. So but I'm really enjoying the show so far. I think it might be better than Mandalorian to me.
I think I agree with you. I'm surprised because I love The Mandalorian, I love the Solo movie, and I am surprised how much I like this because I'm not a prequel guy, and I'm surprised how much I like this.
Right, and with Mandalorian, although I liked it, I've never felt like going back and rewatching it. And this one, I was like, okay, I can see myself watching this again.
Yeah, I rewatched the 3rd episode with a buddy of mine, and I was like, I was excited to watch it again, and I liked it just as much the second time.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying it, and it's better than Boba Fett, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
Which I like Boba Fett. Didn't hate it. Just kind of let down by it.
Yeah, that's a whole other complex thing. It didn't ruin my childhood, but I didn't think it was. I don't think it's nearly. I don't think it's the writing and staying on, no pun intended, but staying on target. Like I felt Boba Fett was all over the place, where the Obi-Wan show is super tight with the story, with the writing. I mean, whether you like it, a person likes it or not, it's a very simple story with a lot of focus on emotion and character growth, which is, I mean, Return of the Jedi is a really simple story driven by the characters.
Right. And with Boba Fett, I just felt like they said, let's just do Boba Fett so people quit asking us about it. Let's get it out of the way, and then people won't ask us, and we can move on. It wasn't the Boba Fett I wanted, but I hate to judge a show by what I wanted and not what they did. So I try to look at it as what they did and not what I wanted them to do.
That's where I struggle with it too. It's not the Boba Fett that I wanted. I mean, it felt more just like a show about one of the random clones than it did about Boba Fett.
It would have been better if they just put Boba Fett in that Solo movie. I think that Solo movie would have made a lot more money if you had Boba Fett and young Han on the poster.
Oh, I think if they actually, because I mean, they call the movie a failure. It's strange to call a $400 million movie ticket sales a failure. If they did a sequel and they put Jabba the Hutt and Boba Fett in it, how could you not go see that?
Yeah, definitely. So, oh well, I want to thank you for calling and jump off, take another caller.
Yeah, no, thank you for giving me your time, Junkman,
Okay, thanks.
and have a good evening.
You too, and call back.
All right, bye now.
That is what Junkman refers to as another satisfied caller right there. That was a lot of. Again, somebody said go on retro blasting. I would go on his channel. He can come on mine. He can call in. He can come over here, play Jeopardy or whatever. We haven't done Jeopardy in a long time. I might not like the guy, but I wouldn't say he couldn't come to my channel. I can act civil. You might have talked about it earlier, but do you think there was another duel? Yes, there'll be another fight, definitely.
Call from.
This is Junkman. Thank you for calling to the Junk Room. Who is this?
This is Justin / Creative Lab.
Created Lab. How's it going, Created?
Good, man. I've been following you a long time. You do great content, and man, you crank out a lot of videos. It's awesome.
I try 2 videos a day, Monday through Friday.
So listen, I want to agree with you. I really don't like these young child actors trying to take on major character roles like Leia, that have a lot of screen time where they're doing a ton of dialogue and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the actor's really good. Vivian Blair, maybe not as bad as Jake Floyd as Anakin.
I like her. I think she captures Leia's spirit and look very well.
Yeah. And I like the backstory. It feels like they're kind of trying to have another kind of Baby Yoda kind of thing with her, I think.
Baby Leia.
The Disney.
She's not that. They hadn't really made her do anything silly cute, so that's okay as long as they don't get too cutesy with her. They walk the borderline. With any kid, they're gonna walk the borderline. And every show ever has a little kid. They're always smarter than the adults.
Yeah. I mean, but again, I agree with you. It's okay. It's just kind of like we're all expecting more, right? Like we want it to be a little grittier or a little, I don't know, something. I guess it's just a lot of tie-ins they're trying to do, and but like these Inquisitors, some of the Inquisitors, like that fifth brother, his voice is just weird. It's like he's overacting.
Yeah, some of this episode really, I was like, I'm not feeling this guy. Look, he got a bedpan on his head, and just the way he's always like, oh, I wanted to get Obi-Wan. It's like he's grumpy about it, but he don't do nothing. If he did his job, he wouldn't have to be walking around grumpy all the time.
Yeah, he definitely complains a lot. That's for sure. He's always just complaining and grunting.
Yeah, and like I said, he don't go get if he wanted to, he go get Obi-Wan, and then he wouldn't have to worry about her. But he all walks around grumpy the whole time.
But they have these like great stories, in the animated series, and it just doesn't. They haven't been able to translate it. I mean, the visual effects and the style looks really good, but there's just something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the Disney thing. I don't know, but maybe it's just too much dialogue. I feel like the older movies, they just kind of kept things shorter. Well,
I feel even with this and Boba Fett and not as much on Mandalorian, it feels like they're so pressed for time. There's no just relaxing scenes. And those scenes that's not really plot driven, where they just basically, in A New Hope, you got that whole scene of Luke training with the Jedi ball and the Falcon, and they're all just kind of talking. You don't really need the scene, but it's just a good relaxed scene, get to know the character scene. And they don't have time for that in these shows.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but just the execution of stuff back then. I mean, that's one of my favorite scenes is that in there with Han Solo.
Yeah, because it defines how Kenobi is. It tells you a lot about Luke. It tells you a lot about, so it really builds those characters for you. But there really doesn't seem to be much in these shows of just downtime. I guess just hanging out.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, keep it up and let another caller in. But great to chat with you finally.
Okay, well, thanks. We'll call back.
You got it. Later.
That is another song of my caller. Another song. That. Oh, I was going to play a sound. Oh, well. I ain't going to complain when I'm getting phone calls. This is the Junkman. Thank you for calling the Junk Room. Who is this?
Welcome to Wednesday, Junkman. This is Sith Critic.
Sith Critic, I should have known. Sith Critic. I've got a stick in my hand. I don't know if you know it, and I feel like Gene Rayburn. I don't know how many. That probably went over most people's head. Gene Rayburn. So what's on your mind, nice Sith Critic?
Hey, so we're talking about Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I want to say that I am not a fan of the series, but I was a fan of this last episode.
You were a fan of the last episode. The worst episode is the one that you like?
You know what? There was something about their getting into that facility that had a lot of tense moments. And
yes, it did. I did like that, although it was a little far-fetched in some places. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, it got a little awkward with the whole Leia and the torture machine. I thought that was a little bit too much. I don't know. I was surprised the writers went there with that, but I actually like this episode. I'm not a fan of the series, but I would give this episode a good review. I did enjoy it. I'll
tell you something that bothered me on this episode I hadn't touched on yet. Obi-Wan puts on a coat and puts Princess Leia under his coat, and nobody knows. Here's a guy with a beard. The Imperial people don't have beards. Shaggy looking beard, a big coat, his left side's popped out, and he's got 4 legs, and nobody questions it.
I know, it's like something out of like a old cartoon, right? Like out of, I don't know, Scooby-Doo or something. They're trying to sneak by the ghost, right?
I mean, there was a lot of chaos going on at the time, but it just seemed a little. They could have hit her a little better.
Yeah, I mean, their plan is to go out the front door in front of everybody. That always is. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. That little whole scenario was kind of lazy with the coat and everything, but. They did get caught though. I mean, so.
Yeah, they did get caught. That's true. So it didn't work, but Yeah, I just kind of had a feeling at the end they were like, how do we get them out of here? We'll just have some snow speeders come. Well, I liked it. I just can't believe you liked it. You didn't like last episode?
I thought it was fine, but again, I'm not a fan of the series per se. And the one thing about this episode that touches upon that is the way that this episode, the one where he gets Leia, it establishes a very strong emotional connection and a bond between Leia and Obi-Wan that I think is absent in episode 4. That when you think about it, when Leia is rescued in the Death Star, she doesn't really have any attachment or curiosity about Obi-Wan. She seems, and I'm pretty sure everyone up until the start of the series figured that Leia didn't really know Obi-Wan aside from a casual reference made by her father.
But she sounds pretty damn excited when Luke says, I'm here with Obi-Wan Kenobi. She's like, Obi-Wan Kenobi, where is he?
Yeah,
gotcha.
Okay, I get that, but then Obi-Wan is killed, and she has no reaction. Luke sees it. It was
Well,
for Luke to see, and she's like, "Hey, where's and Luke, and she tries to comfort Luke,
okay.
right?
Hold on now.
All right.
What's her reaction when her entire planet blows up and her father dies, her parents die, and she gets back to Alderaan? I mean, she gets back to the rebel base. She's like, we ain't got time for all that right now. Remember General Jordan says, I'm sorry, we heard about Alderaan, and she said, we ain't got time for that.
Right, I get. So what you're saying is that she's a bit stoic. She just lacks the emotion for that, and therefore that justifies this whole kidnapping scenario and situation where Obi-Wan and her have this.
No. I'm just saying she's not one to when she's older, like you were saying with Obi-Wan, she wouldn't. If she wasn't gonna cry for Obi-Wan when she's 20, and she didn't cry when her planet and her father were killed. She ain't gonna take time for Obi-Wan either. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying there is time between scenes for her to maybe perhaps have an emotional reaction, whereas in the Death Star, where she's escaping, there's nothing. Like, we're going from cut to cut. Ben is killed, and then that's it. There's no reaction. So again, all I'm saying is that it seems that the original flow of episode 4 is that she and Obi-Wan didn't have that sort of familiar relationship back then, and these guys, the new series is really building it up to be something, and it may seem emotionally and tonally inconsistent when watched next to episode 4. Now, granted, you can say, well, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm willing to suspend my belief in that, but for me, it just feels tonally inconsistent as to what the intention of the relationship originally was back in the 70s. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, you're right, but we have to go into it thinking, that stuff's gonna happen the way they keep making this stuff. So that's kind of I wish they would get away from the whole Skywalker timeline. There's no baggage or nothing. They just bumped it up 100 years.
Well, here's another question that you might have a good answer for, and it's not really a criticism, it's just a question. How come if the Inquisitors and Darth Vader are looking for and finding and disposing of or doing something with Force-sensitive people, how come Obi-Wan isn't? How come his mission was never to actually build an army of people? His sole focus was Luke. And again, it just seemed like in the original stories, the focus of Luke was because he's the only hope. If we fill the universe with all these other Force-sensitive people and all the potential, but our heroes overlook that, but our villains don't, it just seems to be inconsistent.
Well, you have a broken hero that believes he caused the downfall of the Jedi, feels training somebody else may make it even worse. They might make a whole army of Anakins. So he's got to get over that. Right. But here's my thing. I don't like when people bring up Obi-Wan and Yoda had a plan with Luke, because it's clear, if you watch the movie, you talk about something that don't flow together, there was no plan to train Luke Skywalker. If you watch just the movies, there was no plan to train Luke
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree. I mean, essentially, why Yoda goes to Dagobah is never explained. Like, what Dagobah, there's no reason.
They knew Yoda. They knew Anakin was too old to be trained. So why would they wait till Luke was? I mean, he's in his almost 19, 20, and they hadn't even started to try anything yet.
Well, again, you get the feeling though from the original movies that Ben kind of wanted to, but couldn't, or for whatever reason, he didn't get around to it.
Yeah, he's busy.
As soon as he had his opportunity, he jumped on it.
Yeah, but again, if that was their whole plan from the start, why didn't Yoda or Ben just take Luke and start from day one?
Yeah, you're right. That's a valid point. I think it was what we call force plot. They used force plot there to try and squeeze the pieces in.
Yeah, I mean, Lucas tried to fit it all right, and that's what they're doing here, trying to. But Lucas felt like he had to because he had to do a prequel, and they're just forcing a storyline when they didn't. They didn't need to make it Leia. I would have been happy if it was just somebody else, but we got what we got.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious to see where the rest of the episodes go, and we'll see how it all works out. And yeah, as I said, I like the last one. I'm not crazy about this series, but to each their own.
Well, I'm hoping the next two kick some ass at least compared to this one.
Okay, and kick ass in what sense? Like more action, or?
Well, I hope we actually get a real Vader.
Like?
I hope we get a really Darth Vader scene because that's what they promised us.
Right.
If they didn't promise it, I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't care.
Right.
But I hope what they gave us wasn't the only time they face off together. So.
Oh yeah. You think there's going to be? Yeah, you'd think there'd have to be some other confrontation. There still seems to be some things to tie up.
Yeah, I would like a scene where they talked more. They didn't really talk in last week's episode.
Right.
I would like Obi-Wan trying. Maybe Obi-Wan thinks there's some good in him or something. Or trying to, hey, why did you do this? Why did you, some conflict in between. Then just, hey, I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah, I hear you. So, Junkman, on another topic, just to tie up the line too long, I just want to say I enjoyed your team up show that you had today, talking about your '90s toys, and I'm wondering if you ever would have a listener call in with video for like a show and tell program, like a toy show and tell, where listeners chime in and show off something in their collection.
Yeah, I might do that. I might do that. I have to get back to where I can get the guest on really good, back on StreamYard or something. But yeah, I think we've done a little stuff like that now and then. But yeah, that'd be a good thing to do.
Cool. And last question. You reviewing '90s toys made me kind of feel like, well, we're close to the same age. Was there any TV show that you liked watching, but you knew that you were far too old to be watching it? Like, for instance, for me, when Yu-Gi-Oh! Came on, the cartoon about the cards came on, I was in my mid-30s, and I was way too old for that, but I watched it, and I was like, I would love this as a 10-year-old. For some reason, like, watching that show just brought out the kid in me, and I knew I was way too old to be watching it, but I enjoyed it. So I'm wondering if there's anything like that.
Well, can I count Hannah Montana?
I guess.
My daughter used to watch it, and then I would catch myself sometimes there's nothing else on. I would watch it, and they were like, bunch of Disney shows at that time. Phil of the Future. I don't know. What was that other one with Hilary Duff? Whatever that one was.
Right, or like Raven or something like
that.
Yeah,
yeah, and I would end up, I was like, okay, for a kid's show, they're not that bad, and I would watch them.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
That's an example.
I was like, I'm 40 years old, why am I watching this crap for?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's more of a bonding thing with your daughter, which is...
Yeah, but I'll end up watching them by myself, too, so...
Oh, boy. All right, Junkman, you have a great rest of your day.
Okay, thanks for calling.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah, I think I might have been a little too old when I was watching. Maybe Chickmunk. I don't know. Liz McGuire. Thank you there, Lee. That was a good show. What was the one with the guy from Shia LaBeouf? That's a good show. It's a kid show. It's a good show. I would watch it today. I ain't gonna lie to you. What was that? Even Steven. They did some good. Disney did some good kid shows back in the day. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna say I'm perpetrate. I'm gonna pick up the phone and act like I'm perpetrating, like I'm talking. Well, here we go. Just Junkman. Who's calling?
Hello, Junkman. This is your friendly neighborhood TS Hawkeye.
Hawkeye is back.
Oh yes.
TS. Then now, does that mean is that Hawkeye from MASH and you wear a dress?
Well, that might be what the TS means.
Okay.
And, we can't say that on YouTube.
I think we do this joke every time you call.
I have been caught in a dress once or twice.
Ooh, we don't need to know about that.
Let's keep this PG.
Okay,
Man.
okay. Like I said, I think we do this joke every time you call up here. So.
You know, we'll get. Anyway, it's no, it's the Obi-Wan.
Yes.
It's I'm the type of guy that I will wait until I can watch it all. I'll watch all 6 episodes back to back.
So you hadn't watched them at all yet?
I've watched the trailer. I think Ewan McGregor is amazing as Obi-Wan.
Oh, he is great.
It's from the trailer I saw, he was a little broken down. He was.
Yes, he is. He's very broken down, man.
It's and then I know there's something about young Leia. There's the sisters. But I'm actually gonna sit. I'm gonna watch it. I'm just gonna binge it on one day. There's only 4 episodes out, correct?
Yeah, 6 total.
Yeah, so Return of the Jedi was episode 6, so maybe that's probably not.
Well, there's a theory that each episode so far has been kind of like this episode 4, was rescuing the princess from an Imperial base, like A New Hope. There's been some people that say each one's been like that. Like episode 1 was kind of like the Phantom Menace because of this, but I don't know how that's just somebody trying to find something to say, or that's something really they're going for.
Well, Junkman, I gotta wait till the last episode to watch it.
Well, hopefully you'll call
you're
back
really
after you watch it.
me.
After you watch it, let us know what you think. Just don't go in there nitpicking about everything. Just don't go in looking for something to be upset about.
Can I tell you something? I'm like the kind of guy that when I watched the Phantom Menace,
Yeah.
that was cool. I liked it for what it was. I didn't think, Jar Jar. It was kind of like the Wolf of Wall Street with all the Senate meetings and.
Right.
And then we get Attack of the Clones. I liked it for what it was. Like, it's, again, I don't like Hayden Christensen in the role, but he wasn't terrible. It didn't ruin the experience for me.
Right.
But I enjoyed the movies. I even enjoyed the sequel movies. For what they were. Yeah. I actually just watched Solo for the first time a week ago.
Oh, man. How'd you like it?
Oh, I loved it.
That's a lot of people's thing. They didn't watch it till it came out until later, and they're like, I loved it. I was like, well.
You know what I mean? But I'm not so... I think... there's a big joke at the comic store I go to because I'm more into Planet of the Apes than I am Star Wars.
Good movie.
I love Star Wars too. But, again, it's even a sequel trilogy. For what it was, that's what it was. I didn't think it was... there was a lot of we don't like this character because I can't remember her name. She was the one with Finn that was running through the
Rose?
casino.
Rose?
Rose, yeah.
Rose.
You know, I didn't think she was terrible.
No, she
Part
wasn't.
of the movie.
I mean, she wasn't like Jar Jar Binks. She just didn't do much. I don't know why there was a hate for her. I can understand not caring about the character, but I understand why people hated the character. There wasn't nothing to hate about her.
Well, no, that's the thing. You know, she wasn't a likable character, but it's not like I hated her.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was like just a character I didn't think anything about one way or the other.
No, I got you. So, no, so it's again, I'm very, I'm not judging Obi-Wan on based on like Empire.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna take it for what it is. It's for the most part, it sounds like it's a great series.
I'm enjoying it, but I mean, there's some people that I think they want too much from it, and I was like, it's just Star Wars. Just go have fun and watch it. Watch it like you're 12. Put your 12-year-old mind on, and watch it.
Oh yeah, no, I get that, man. It's you got to be entertained.
Yeah, I mean, they entertain me for 30. As long as they entertain me while I'm watching it, they can do silly stuff as long as I'm entertained.
No, that's awesome. All right, brother. It's again, I am certainly going to keep that in mind when I'm going to rewatch Solo, and we'll go from there. I'll let hopefully. Oh, I do have to say, you know, if Blake is going to lead us in Star Wars, we're in a good place.
Yes.
You know, it's every caller this evening, probably except me, has been very articulate, very knowledgeable, and that's amazing.
Yes, especially for our YouTube channel with a guy that's not those things.
I didn't hear that, but I'm taking that as a hit.
Okay.
Right down to the cockles of my heart, buddy.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, let's let someone else call in, and but hey, Junkman for president.
We don't want that, but thanks for calling.
Hey, you couldn't do any worse.
That's true. Thanks for calling.
All right, thanks, brother.
Oh, another call that fast? Okay, I think he was listening to the computer more than he was listening to me. This is Junkman. Thank you for calling into the Junk Room. Who is this, and where are you calling from?
This is Kevin from the art department from Matawan, New Jersey.
Kevin from the art department. Well, damn, there you go, Kevin. What's up, Kevin?
You know, I want to talk about this little thing called Star Wars.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. I think we can all agree that Star Wars has a long, rich history of ambiguous wordplay and seeing things through a certain point of view.
That's true. That is true.
And here's my problem with today's Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Is nobody's paying attention to the ambiguous wordplay and seeing things through a certain point of view. Leia has no idea who Obi-Wan is. I'm not saying they shouldn't enter that into the show, but when the Inquisitor goes, Obi-Wan is dead, Leia's reaction should be, who? And then the response is, the Jedi that's trying to rescue you. And then you could see on screen when, I just figured out Obi-Wan and Ben are the same person. Why can't they show that?
Well, I was hoping they wouldn't. I was hoping she would think his name was Ben the whole time. But
me too. And
but then this episode 4, they made it clear that she knows who Obi-Wan is, although everybody else called him Ben.
It's weak writing.
Keeping him known as Ben would have fixed her message to Obi-Wan without anybody saying, why didn't she just say, hey, it's me, remember me, or nothing?
Well, even in The New Hope, I mean, years ago in college, we used to talk about, in the 90s, I was in college, during the resurrection of Star Wars. When Luke busts into the prison cell in A New Hope and says, I'm here with Ben Kenobi, she'd be like, shit, I wanted Obi-Wan Kenobi. Who's Ben?
Yeah, because her message was to Obi-Wan.
She should know who Ben is. But I'm like, oh, they're retrofitting that to, oh, she knows who Ben is. Ben was the kind old Jedi that helped her when she was a kid.
Yeah, and she might be like, I wonder if they're related. Like Luke thought they were related, but Luke thought they were two different people.
Exactly. I wonder if he's related to old Ben. Yeah. It's like it's in the movies with the wordplay and the innuendos and the ambiguous stuff. And it's actually outside within the canon with the fans talking about it. So somebody should be in these rooms saying, hey, just switch this. Like, there should be a through line through all this stuff. It's like, I don't understand how on one side of Disney, Marvel is doing everything perfectly. Like, they have released, 24 movies? And you can just connect the dots and it's like almost flawless. Granted, comic books have been around since, the 40s.
Yes.
And Star Wars has been bouncing around, and there's expanded universe, then there's legends, and then it's canon, and it's not canon. So Star Wars has been everywhere as far as, I always heard that Owen was Obi-Wan's brother.
Yes,
which
he was.
Obviously never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard that Obi-Wan wasn't Obi-Wan, it was O-B-1, and he was a clone.
Yeah, I used to hear that a lot as a kid. I don't know where that came from. That.
Yeah, but it makes sense because Owen was O-1, and they were brothers. It makes sense if in college when you're smoking, that makes sense.
Well, actually, it's in the novel Jedi that they are brothers, which makes more sense for him to hide him with his brother. But Lucas changed that. I mean,
once again, I think one of the people on the planet that has the least knowledge of actual Star Wars is George Lucas. I think when Lucas goes to bed at night and closes his eyes and thinks of Star Wars, he thinks of that first draft when it was Dark Killer and Luke Skywalker was the old Jedi and Han Solo was a green monster and the Wookiees were Ewoks.
Right.
And that's what he's coming from. And I think that adds to the mix.
I got a feeling, I don't know if it's true, I got a feeling Lucas didn't go back and watch the original 3 before he started writing the prequels.
No.
I think he just had in his head what was going to happen already.
Yeah, and this is where it goes, and he wrote them one at a time, and they made the same mistake with the sequel. I loved Force Awakens. I said, this is a great starting point. I like all these characters. They have places to grow, and they dropped the ball. If you watch Force Awakens, there are 2 dramatic instances where they show Finn having Force powers.
Yeah.
He sees things before they happen, and he hears 1,000 voices or voices screaming out in horror.
Right.
And they never hit that again.
No, they set up a lot of stuff in that first movie that had some good things, and they just kind of said, never mind.
Yeah. Well, I think Rian Johnson was supposed to write episode 8 and 9, and he wrote 8 and 9, and then they said, hey, you're just writing 8. And he took 8 and 9, he squeezed it into one movie, and that's why The Last Jedi was a bit of a mess. Last Jedi might have been a good movie. I think it was the best-looking Star Wars movie as far as watching it without the sound. Every scene looked amazing. Crate, I thought, was the best-looking planet that's been in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a middle act. There was no cliffhanger. There was nowhere to go. There was you walked away from The Force Awakens saying, oh, what's this, what's this, what's this? You walked away from The Last Jedi going, well, what the hell are they going to do with the next one?
Well, I wish they went into. I mean, they could have made Kylo Ren the badass of the Empire now. He's finally got the power he wanted. He kills Snoke, and now he's in control. But no, they went with the old tired Emperor's back. Let's turn Kylo good. Ugh.
Yeah, I think they dropped the ball on that really early on during the press for Force Awakens. I heard J.J. Abrams, I think, said it. Like this story is told through Kylo Ren's view. Like he's the good guy.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren. So we're seeing everything in reverse, but it doesn't really happen. I think they totally dropped the ball with the Knights of Ren. They should have made it like a King Arthur's court with Kylo Ren and his Knights of Round Tables, and they were the guys running the First Order.
Well, what they should have done is just they just needed a 3-part outline is what they needed.
Yeah, which they did not have.
And that's the main part.
Yeah. And that's the person who should have been holding that fort was Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, she's to blame on that.
And that's where, I mean, Kevin Feige has, he's been doing a master class for what, 15 years now on how to steer a franchise into just making money, and not even making money, being great movies. This new Thor movie looks fantastic.
I'm not a fan of the MCU, so I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
But I know it's me. I know everybody loves it, but me. So I know it's not. I know it's me.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't grow up with Marvel comics. I grew up with DC, so I hate the DC movies because I go, not my Superman, not my Batman.
Yeah, I really don't like that.
I'm not a.
At least the MCU, I can look at the trailer and think I should like that. With the DC stuff, I'm like, this just looks bad.
Nah, I think I'm attached to the old Bruce Timm DC stuff, and I just watched the new DC stuff, and I'm like, this is horrible.
What'd you think about
back to Star Wars.
What'd you think about Joker? Something like that.
Oh, the Joker I thought was good because it was a standalone. It was a character piece. I think character pieces are great. I wish Obi-Wan would have been more of a character piece. And we'll segue into my overarching problem with the new the new Obi-Wan is I think Obi-Wan, where we are right now, would have been a great third season of the Darth Vader series.
Oh, okay.
I think having Darth Vader be the villain in Obi-Wan is a mistake. It should, if anything, maybe teased in the last episode. So we go, what's next? It's up, what's next? Darth Vader helped the Empire hunt down and destroy the Jedi. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's what we all been wanting to see since 77.
Exactly. Obi-Wan's been hanging out in the desert for 20 years. I mean, it's great that they made a series, but once again, if somebody in charge says, hey, here's a march, we're going to do these series, this is going to lead into, we're going to do Vader killing Jedi. That's going to lead into him finding out that Obi-Wan's alive. Then we're going to do an Obi-Wan series. Then we're going to do a Ahsoka series, and like all these pieces, and it's all going to lead into it, where you can plan out like a decade. Because this isn't going anywhere. I mean, our grandkids are going to be watching Star Wars shows.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's going to be Darth Vader and Obi-Wan again because they're not developing good new characters. And I like the new sister. I like the third sister.
Really? I'm not a fan yet. She just seems she's too comic book evil. Like she's just trying too hard. They're trying too hard to make her the villain of the week. Is what I get out of it.
I think that's exactly what she should be, though.
Yeah, I get it. I think they could have calmed it down a little bit.
She can't survive this. She can't survive. She's not in Rebels. I know you don't watch the animated show, but she's not in Rebels.
Now I'm afraid she's going to turn good. Yeah, I'm afraid she's going to turn good and sacrifice herself.
Well, I think they made it painfully obvious that she's the girl from the opening scene during Order 66.
Right.
The one that says let's run or whatever.
Right.
And then again, they made it painfully obvious that Finn was force sensitive, and they didn't go anywhere with that.
You never know. Okay, let me jump off here and take another.
All right.
Okay.
Love the show.
Thanks.
Care.
Talk again. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
That's it. Well, I'm going to hop off. That's it. We did a little longer this time. We're going to cut down the phone calls. I got a live stream going on. A guy named X-Wing wanted me to pop on his live stream to defend Obi-Wan. He reaches out on the worst episode. That guy going and try to defend. If you know the X-Wing, if you know the guy, I guess his channel is just called X-Wing. How did he get that? And wasn't already taken? I do not know. I can find that out. But check his channel out. And check out today's video. If you didn't check it out, teamed up with Mega J Retro. We did a video together. It was a lot of fun. Part 1 on my channel. I'll be honest with you, it's a little long. It's 40 minutes long. And part 2 is 40 minutes on this channel. But we talked top 10 90s toys, and we just talked and rambled out of control. So I think this video might be a little too long for this series. So I'm hoping I got another one coming up in a couple of weeks where we rank me and another YouTuber ranks the worst Kenner card pack. So maybe it won't last as long, but if you got 40 minutes to kill, check that out or watch it in parts. But anyway, I want to thank everybody that called. We got where's he at? Anakin Skywalker. He said Robert Oh, red letter. Never mind. I read your thing wrong. The best thing about this show will be the red letter media review. Let's see what they do. I did watch that Picard review, and it was horrible. Like the show. I mean, the show was horrible. But we got, let's see here. We got Arthur, we got Jeb, we got the Wheaties in the Garden, we got Last Starfighter, Indiana Smith, Arthur Hall. We got a lot of people in here, but she's one evil soul sister. She is one evil soul sister. Good thing YouTube, internet weren't around when Empire Strikes Back came out. That's right. Or how about if we had Twitter and the social media when the holiday special, the Ewok movies came out. Anyway, guys, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to go get some food in the tummy. And before I get up on the X-Wings Live channel, so if you know him, check him out. Or if you just want to go over there and find me and hang out with me, come in and support me. Because there'll probably be it's a Phantom Menace channel, I think. So I think I'm going to get a lot of people that hate Obi-Wan and anything Disney. So thank you for watching. We'll be back this Saturday, 8 o'clock live, me and Russ. A lot of fun if you haven't checked out that stream. A lot of fun. And, of course, we'll be back tomorrow with 2 videos. See you tomorrow.